Hi, this is Nick. We're starting this project off by painting a piece of 1/2-inch PVC panel. That was the first of 3 coats. What we're making here today is what I call a Cigar Bowl board. So imagine your typical office pool where you buy squares to have fun during a big game. So instead of buying squares, in this case you would buy cigars and put it in the hole. So this is intended for cigar shops or clubs to create some participation with their customer base and also make some revenue. I just changed over to a 1/4-inch end mill, cutting out the holes, making lots of mess, and yeah, I finally got sick of it and pulled the shop vac out. I switched over to an OG bit. It's the first time using one in a CNC machine, and it put a nice round over on the edge there. I really like it. It's pretty simple and it worked really well. So now I'm back to my 1/4-inch end mill, cutting out the profile of the shape here. So yeah, I used a lot of blue tape because I was hoping the tape and glue would hold those centers of the holes in. It didn't really work out so well. So when I cut out the next piece, I'm not going to use so much tape. Here I'm installing some neodymium magnets. I didn't use any CA glue to hold them in. It was a friction fit. I ended up using a punch and a hammer to seat them all the way in so they're flush. So now I'm cutting the second large piece with the holes in it. And instead of using so much blue tape and glue, I decided to use a shop vac and suck up the center hole as soon as it popped off, so it didn't go flying or couldn't jam the machine up or anything. Yep, here's the OG bit pass again, nice round over. And then, yep, back to the 1/4-inch end mill to cut it out. Here I'm cutting the top surface. It's basically just a support brace to keep the pieces apart. And it also has a little football design on the top there. Here I'm using a 1.5-inch surfacing bit to thin some PVC material. This is a scrap I had from a previous project. The other side is painted half red and half blue. I did that off camera. So now I'm cutting it down to just about a 1/4-inch thick. So here I've switched to an 1/8-inch end mill, milled some pockets, and then cut the profile of the nameplates themselves. So here I use a fence and CA glue again to align the pieces to the XY coordinate of the CNC router. And this year it's the Falcons and the Patriots playing in the big game. Here I am using CA glue to glue the washers to the back sides of those nameplates. So here I am using some CA glue to install the pieces. And I could use PVC specific glue, but the CA glue was working fine. I made some test joints, and whenever I got to break, it would actually break at the PVC and not at the glue joint, so it's strong enough, especially for this light duty use. Here I'm putting some felt feet on the bottom, just a little finishing touch. So there's the nameplates with the washers and the magnets. It turned out pretty well. I liked the thickness of them. If they're any thicker, it'd just be kind of awkward and it wouldn't look good visually. I think they'd stick off the board too much. Any thinner, they'd probably be too delicate. So turned out my first try worked out well. So here's one view. I had to put a sticker on the back just so people knew I made it. And yeah, here it is. So it's turned out pretty good. This is the third one I've made. I made a 10 by 10 a couple years ago. I made a 5 by 5, the same one as this, but out of MDF. And looking at it this year, I really didn't like it. So I decided I needed to up my game a little bit. So here I am heading to the cigar shop on a Friday night, dropping it off before the big game. And they don't know I'm coming, so let's see if there's a big crowd in there or not. It looks like it's pretty crowded.
Mr. Wingo!
Hello, hello!
Oh God, he's got a camera with him. You love that router, don't you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so there on the right you can see the one I did last year. It wasn't horrible, but I didn't like the paint job. So here I'm transferring the cigars they've already sold from the old one to the new one. And then by the time Super Bowl happened, they had filled it all up. So there it is. Thanks for watching.